Hello aspirants, welcome to IAS Icons by Unacademy. My name is Shubham Sardhalia. I'm gonna talk about Group Captain Abhinandan Varthaman. I hope you remember him, the hero of India who gave befitting reply to Pakistan's Air Force after the Balakot strikes in 2019. Sir, you all must remember Captain Abhinandan and that entire incident in which he gunned down Pakistan Air Force aircraft. The aircraft which Group Captain Abhinandan used was MiG-21, and this entire squadron of MiG-21 used by Captain Abhinandan is all set to retire. We'll be talking about this MiG-21, why it is set to retire and what are its substitutes with Indian Air Forces. Sir, this type of articles become important from GS paper 3. In paper 3 we have topic of science and technology, and in that science and technology paper we have defense technology as one lecture, one topic. So in defense technology we need to understand what are the defense equipments available, and any thing happening, any update in the defense technology we need to understand can be asked in the examination. Sir, what are you thinking of? Start your preparation with India's largest learning platform, Unacademy. Aspirants like you with the help of Unacademy are the toppers today. Start your preparation with India's best educators who have years of experience and will help you throughout this preparation journey. My name is Shubham Sardhalia. I am your educator and mentor for UPSC CSE. You can enroll with our Unacademy subscriptions using this code IAS Icons. You can opt for plus subscription, you can opt for iconic subscription and get massive discounts if you use this course IAS Icons. Remember this code always, sir. You can opt for Unacademy optional subscriptions. You know, UPSC asked you certain optional papers also. So for those optional paper preparation, you can opt for Unacademy subscription. And again, the code remains the same. Any course you're opting for, don't forget to use the code IAS Icons. Sir, Unacademy has bought for you special September offer where you can get 1 month subscription free with 12 months, 4 months subscription free with 18 months, CSC Assure for the aspirants going for 12 months or 36 months subscription, but all this only with the help of this code IAS Icons. Sir, Unacademy is starting with new batches from September 22nd. Don't forget to use the code IAS Icons and enroll with this. One thing, sir, you can get 50% scholarship on your entire subscription fee with the help of this UPSC CSE GS Combat. Sir, it is a special event. It is a gamified contest where you'll have to answer 50 questions in 60 minutes. And if you are able to secure rank 1 to 50, you'll be getting 50% waiver on your entire subscription, 30% scholarship for rank 51 to 250, and 25% scholarship on rank 250 to 500. So enroll today. Use this code IAS Icons. For all those who are not able to pay the entire amount at once, Unacademy gives you the option of 0% EMI. You just have to call on this number and we'll provide you the entire subscriptions on 0% EMI. Like that, you will not have to pay any interest on this. Simply the entire amount will be divided into small monthly installments. Opt for iconic subscription and start your preparation. Sir, Indian Air Force is all set to retire its Srinagar based MiG-21 squadron SWORD arms. Remember, somebody may confuse it with the thing that Wing Commander Abhinandan Vardhaman is retiring. No, sir, he is not retiring. Actually, the aircraft used by him during that entire skirmish after the Balakot strikes in February 2019, that entire squadron of MiG-21, sir, MiG-21 has always been important aircraft with Indian Air Force, and this entire squadron is, this entire fleet of MiG-21 is divided into various squadrons who have got different names. So one such squadron whose name is SWORD Arms, which is based in Srinagar, it is the squadron the aircraft out of which was used by Wing Commander Abhinandan Vardhaman. He was Wing Commander in 2019. Presently, he is Group Captain. He was this MiG-21 of SWORD Arms Squadron was the part of the entire skirmish which gunned down F-16 combat aircraft of Pakistan. Sir, F-16 is US manufactured state-of-the-art aircraft which was used by Pakistan, but this MiG-21 gunned down that F-16 aircraft, which was the big surprise for the entire world, that how come an outdated MiG-21 gunned down this F-16 of Pakistan Air Force. I think you must remember that entire thing. So Group Captain Abhinandan Vardhaman made us proud that time, and along with Abhinandan Vardhaman, MiG-21 was the fighter jet involved. So this entire force will be retiring its aging fleet. The Indian Air Force will be retiring its aging fleet, which is currently based in Srinagar city in Jammu and Kashmir on September 13th. So this SWAT armed squadron, which houses few of MiG-21s, will be retiring on September 30th. So that's why this become important. Sir, Wing Commander Abhinandan Varthaman, who is now promoted as Group Captain, had taken to the skies the thought of an aerial attack launched by the adversaries and engaged in a dog fight with Pakistani jet during aerial combat. So this aerial combat, during this aerial combat, the MiG-21 Bison jet was shot down, and you all must remember that Group Captain Abhinandan Vardhaman had to stay for a day in Pakistan, and ultimately he was released. He showcased the valor, the bravery for the nation, and the important development was he gunned down the F-16, which is considered to be the most advanced fighter aircraft manufactured by USA used by Pakistan. So we'll talk about this MiG-21 aircraft. MiG-21 aircraft has always been in news because of one reason. We'll discuss what's that. So that's how this MiG-21 aircraft looks like. Sir, MiG-21 jets were inducted in Indian Air Forces 4 decades ago. And many of these planes are lost in crashes. So this is the reason that MiG-21 has always been in news. MiG-21 has seen maximum number of crashes in Indian Air Force. The most recent MiG-21 aircraft crash happened near Rajasthan's Barmer on July 28, 2022. Like 2 months ago, this crash took place. The recent accidents add up to list of nearly 300 mishaps involving MiG-21 aircraft ever since the aircraft was inducted in 1963. So it was in the year 1963 when this aircraft was inducted, and this Barmaid incident adds up and becomes approximately 300 mishappenings in which MiG-21 was involved. There are certain reports that over 400 MiG-21 fighter aircrafts have crashed since 1971 to 72, and it is said that these crashes have claimed more than 200 pilots' life and more than 50 people on the ground. So around 250 lives were lost. 200 of them were the pilots, 50 of them were ground people. So all this happened in 400, more than 400 MiG-21 crashes as per the reports of certain newspapers. So MiG-21 has always been in the news for this reason, that it's vulnerable to most of the air crashes of Indian Air Force. History of MiG-21, if we talk about it, was designed by South Soviet Union's Mikoyan Gurevich group, which makes it MiG. So Mikoyan Gurevich Group is the manufacturing company. MiG-21 is India's longest serving fighter aircraft. It was inducted in 1960s, I told you 1963. The country rapidly updated its combat potential with MiG-21 due to 1962 war with China and increasing hostilities with Pakistan. So it was inducted in 1960s. We had war with China in 1962. We had war with Pakistan in 1965. So due to these back-to-back hostilities by our neighbors, Indian Air Force had to increase its combat potential, and hence MiG-21s were inducted. Indian aircraft still uses MiG-21 aircrafts even after numerous crashes. I told you that this like MiG-21 had seen maximum number of crashes, but still Indian Air Force uses it. Forces of many nations, the nations like Bangladesh and Pakistan, have also removed this MiG-21 from the service, but India still continues to use it. So this at times become the question mark, that why, since we have seen so much of crashes, why we still continue to use it when already nations like Bangladesh and Afghanistan are done away with this. So there are certain reasons. One of the primary reasons that Indian Air Force is still using this MiG-21 is due to aircraft shortage with the Indian Air Force. Sir, Indian Air Force needs a huge fleet of aircrafts, and MiG-21 become the longest serving, and the largest number of fleet is actually managed by MiG-21 only. India doesn't have appropriate number of substitutes. What are the substitutes available? We'll have a look at that also. We have aircrafts like light combat aircraft Tejas, recently inducted Rafale aircraft. We have Sukhoi also. But the majority of the contribution in total fleet, the out of the total number of aircrafts owned by Indian Air Forces, the majority is of the MiG-21. So it is not possible to retire, or to it's not possible to go away with the entire fleet at once. So India needs to have sufficient number of substitutes, which can be in the form of Tejas, Rafale or Sukhoi also. Since MiG-21 is the primary fighter jet in Air Force, we cannot do away with it immediately. Sir, Indian Air Force has 13 squadrons as of now, with an estimate of 42 squadrons are required as per Indian Air Force to handle combined threat of China and Pakistan. Sir, this is another reason. Indian Air Force has 32 squadrons of fighter aircrafts, and what we require is 42 squadrons. So we are already short of 10 squadrons when it comes to the tackling the threat from China and Pakistan. So in a situation where we are already short of 10 squadrons, how can we just remove entire fleet, which is the major contributor to these squadrons? Out of these 32 squadrons, the old generation aircrafts like MiG-21 Jaguar and Mirage form the majority of units, and retiring them will create acute shortage of aircraft. Sir, we are using three various old generation aircrafts. MiG-21 is there, Jaguar is there, Mirage is there. So our squadrons form the major portion of our squadrons, or major contribution is from these old generation aircrafts, and we cannot immediately do away with any of these. We are looking for the substitutes. We already have substitutes like Tejas, we have Rafale, and we have Sukhoi. So gradually, as the number of Tejas, Rafale and Sukhoi increases, gradually we can do away with this, and that is what is happening. A entire squadron is now retiring in Srinagar. Then that's why we are discussing this article. To counter this threat, it is essential to have minimum number of squadrons active, and MiG-21 has 7 active squadrons, 4 out of which will be phased out by 2025. So out of 32 squadrons, 7 active squadrons are operated by MiG-21 only, and 4 out of them will be phased out by 2020. So what we are trying to do here is, we understand that there is some threat associated, there are some issues with MiG-21, but we cannot phase it out immediately. It will be done on gradual basis, and year after year we are seeing this such type of phase outs. The present variant of MiG-21 is known as MiG-21 Bison. Remember, this MiG-21 Bison is an advanced version of aircraft that was procured in 1963. So what we procured in the year 1963 is not that we are currently using the very similar version. We have procured a much better version of that MiG-21. It is an upgraded version and a safer, with latest avionics and armament carrying capacities. So this latest version has better technology, better carrying capacity, but still we are seeing crashes associated to it. There are certain reasons. One of the reasons that forces tell that it's not that there is some issue with the aircraft, it's just that MiG-21 is the aircraft which performs maximum number of sorties. So it's like that if MiG is performing 1000 sorties, others are performing maybe 100 or 200. So when MiG is performing maximum number of sorties, so maximum number of accidents will happen with this only. So it's as per forces, certain forces also say this, that it's not that there is some issue in the fighter jet, but you see the possibility of crash because it's carrying out maximum number of sorties. So that's why maximum crashes we come across are associated with MiG-21 only, because it is used for the maximum number of sorties. Sir, it serves as a trainer aircraft for budding Air Force pilots also. So all those Air Force pilots who are practicing, who are like in the initial stage of their career, who are actually learning how to fly and how to move out with this fighter jets, MiG-21 is used by them. So that's why MiG-21 crashes more than any other aircraft. Now another question that comes up is, we talked about MiG-21 Jaguar and Mirage. So these are the old generation aircrafts which we currently use, and these are to be replaced by 3 new generation aircrafts which include Tejas, Rafale and Sukhoi. We will talk about this LCA, light combat aircraft, which represents lightweight combat aircraft, that is Tejas. In order to replace MiG-21, we are focusing on India-made defense equipments. Hindustan Aeronautical Limited is manufacturing light combat aircraft Tejas. This was started in 1980s. From 90s to 80s only the efforts have been started so that we can have other alternatives to this MiG, and light combat aircraft Tejas is one of those. Indian Air Force has inducted 30 aircrafts from an order of 123. So Hindustan Aeronautics Limited is manufacturing, and Indian Air Force has placed an order for 123 aircrafts and 30 have been procured. So more than 90 aircrafts are still awaited. So in that case, we don't have light combat aircraft Tejas in the required number. How can we phase out with MiG-21 immediately? That's the only reason. This delayed delivery ensured that MiG-21 got an extension of services with Indian Air Force. Earlier, the government was planning to phase out MiG-21 all over at once, but then it was seen that since we couldn't procure the required number of Tejas, so we cannot phase out immediately the entire fleet of MiG-21. Then we are dependent, or the another substitute is Rafale aircraft. French company Dassault made Rafale French aircraft is the most advanced aircraft with Indian Air Forces. You must remember that day in the year 2020 when first batch of Rafale aircrafts landed in India. It was like a moment of joy. India had inked 59,000 crore deal in 2016 to procure 35 Rafale jets from Dassault Aviation. The first batch of 5 Rafale jets arrived in India on July 29, 2020. In July, we received the first batch and entire India was celebrating. The videos were circulating throughout. The last batch had arrived in February 2022, so it took around 2 years for the complete 36 aircrafts to arrive. Today we have a 35 Rafale aircraft. 35 jets have arrived in India and one still remains in France, which will be coming to India very soon. Then the third alternative or third substitute that we expect in future, we expect that our entire forces would be relying on these advanced aircrafts, because we have three old generations aircraft which are to be phased out. These are Jaguar, Jaguar, Mirage and MiG-21, and these are to be replaced by Tejas, Sukhoi and Rafale. So the third one is Sukhoi aircraft. It is a twin engine fighter jet manufactured jointly by Sukhoi Aviation Corporation and Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. It was initially manufactured in Russia, but now it is being manufactured by Hindustan Aeronautics Limited in India only with the Russian collaboration. So, apart from Indian Air Force and Russian Air Force, Sukhoi 30 is used by Algeria, China, Vietnam, Venezuela and Malaysia. It is the backbone of Indian Air Force. As on January 2020, India had around 260 Sukhoi fighter jets. So these are the three alternatives, and we expect their number to increase in future, be it your Tejas, be it your Rafale and be it your Sukhoi, so that ultimately MiG can be phased out. If you think that MiG has been the reason for number of deaths and number of crashes that have been taking place. I hope we are clear with this article. Sir, you need to master the art of answer writing, only then you will be able to perform well in this entire UPSC exam. So enroll with Unacademy's main test series for the year 2023. You can get Doubt Darbar, where you will be getting your doubts clear. Thousands of aspirants are already doing it. I hope you are liking these video lectures. If you are liking, please subscribe to the channel, regularly follow the channel for the updates, and do drop your valuable feedback on the videos. Are you liking these videos or not? Thank you very much. All the best. Keep working hard. Bye bye. Take care. Jai Hind.